Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to some Shogun 2, Follow the Samurai Avatar Conquest. So hello, my name is Napoleon Toll, and I'll be showing you a battle replay, a naval battle replay as a matter of fact, against me and my teammate against two other people, against our enemies. Yes, I do not want to slow down. As you can see, this is gonna be my, as you can see with my symbol, this is gonna be my traditional army, but, during this battle, there is no such difference between traditional and, modern armies, so I am to be deploying this Orion class, followed by, Kagu class wooden corvette. I'm probably butchering these names, so sorry. Followed by another wooden corvette, followed by another 14-gun wooden corvette. All my corvettes are, well, the first two are 16 guns, the last one is a 14 gun, and my general is Katetsu class ironclad, which is pretty good. My opponent, my ally to be exact, is gonna be the Constantian. He is bringing a 14-gun wooden corvette, 14-gun wooden corvette, a 14-gun wooden corvette, a 14-gun wooden corvette, a 14-gun wooden corvette, a 14-gun wooden corvette, and finally a 14-gun wooden corvette. Okay, phew, that was a lot of talking. And that's it. Now, we are fighting a 2v2 against my opponent, and my opponent off the bat, my opponent is Dopo. He's bringing in his general, which is Katsu class ironclad, with some with 14-gun wooden corvette, a 14-gun wooden corvette, a 14-gun wooden corvette, and the rest of his army, which is consisting of just straight outright wooden corvettes. Most of this army is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wooden corvettes, so a lot of ships. But most of them are wooden, so that's gonna be a problem. Romeo right behind is gonna be deploying a more modern fleet in terms of bringing a Katsu class iron corvette for his general. Ironclad for his general. He's also bringing a 14-gun wooden corvette, a 16-gun wooden corvette, a 16-gun wooden corvette, and the Orion class. So very similar to my army, my fleet to be exact. Okay, for those, this is going to be very confusing. My guys are the red, and the enemy is the blue. So if you look at this mini map, it's what it's supposed to tell you. And yes, it's gonna be playing. We're gonna fast forward because this is pretty much a lull in the battlefield, and yes, this map is snowing. Okay. Yes, okay. So what happened was basically, these guys have line of fire on this poor ship, and this ship is literally getting fired upon. Not to mention Constantian's entire fleet is getting bombarded with, literally it's 2v1 at this point. My fleet is not joining in. Is not within range yet, so I'm gonna have a hard time. The general is getting pounded by artillery, and his ship is starting to list, which means tilt, and that's gonna be a bad sign, because this is the general, and you will be needing your general. The rest of Constantian's fleet is going. I'm telling him to go right, and I can see that he is trying to go right, but not at a good cost. Most of his fleet is getting heavily damaged. His general straight outright is already wavering, which is okay. His general is wavering now. It's going well. This ship just literally blew itself in half. That's what I can say. This ship routed. The rest of the ships are trying to survive, which is not a bad idea. My fleet is almost in range, and the second they're in range. By the way, when I mean I'm in range, I'm definitely in range. I'm just trying to get into close quarters combat, which I mean by literally. Yeah. The first volley does a fire damage, which is great. And we are trying to get as close as possible and then opening fire. Yes. Dopo's fleet has been doing a lot of damage, but now it's starting to face the brunt of my attack and his combined fleets of my allies. The red team's attack, which is me and Constantian's, the purple and red faction. We do almost instantly surrender a wooden corvette. Now we're facing on the rest of the wooden corvettes. This wooden corvette is out of action, And yes, Dopo's fleet is in big trouble right now. His ally isn't really supporting him. His ally is just going for the other flank, which is the blue and red faction. He's trying to finish him up, which is not a bad idea. I set fire to another ship, and yep, this is gonna be a problem. The rest of my fleet is trying to open fire, get line of arcs, but I am more concerned at this point with dealing with the enemy fleet, which is well, not dealing with the enemy fleet. I'm trying to catch up to Romeo's fleet, which is pretty scary. Dopo's fleet is literally I don't know what he's doing. Dopo's fleet is literally is in a somewhat of a mess, and I'm gonna take full advantage of that by literally opening fire onto these ships. As you can see, some ships are already routing, and yes, yep. On the other side, he is still doing a lot of damage to the wooden corvettes of my ally, and yeah, however, that is somewhat gonna be tuned down a little bit the second my ships arrive, because now he has to face me, and to make it somewhat worse for him, most of his ships are routing. His general is routing. One of his ships got demasted, which literally means the mast just broke off, and now it's surrendered. This ship is also surrendering, and this ship is also surrendering. At this point, I decided to send in my general to do some damage, and when I mean by damage, I decided to, you know, straight outright ram them. I am gonna be taking a lot of damage, but it's gonna be fine because mine is a one ironclad, so that is 100% fine. All around him, literally, the ships are literally on fire. This is a pretty good sight. 1 second. Sorry guys. Don't mind me, I'm just taking a screenshot. Yes, we're just gonna straight outright charge into this ship. Literally charge into outright this ship. My wooden corvettes are starting to turn this way. By the way, my ships haven't even taken besides my general, none of these ships have taken any damage, which is a pretty good sign. Constantius's fleet is still alive, which is good, and I decided to straight outright ram this ship, and that's gonna not only set fire, it's also gonna cause a massive gap, and I also demasted another ship. I'm also trying to go for this ship, the wooden corvette of the Contine class, and after that, I'm just gonna do that. Yes, this is a this is a pretty good sight. Ships burning and stuff and whatnot. Yep, as you can see, this ship is starting to gain water, and the second it gains water, it will just straight outright sink. However, my guys are still doing a lot of damage by literally opening fire. My Oleon class getting 29 kills. For those that are wondering, yeah, naval battles really don't count the number of kills. How I count is that the number of ship destroyed. So yeah. My general is in terrible danger. Of course he is. He's literally gonna be trying to ram enemy ships. Of course. But while everyone is turning their guns on my general, who, let's be honest, doesn't have a lot of guns, they are also exposing themselves to my own cannons. On the other side, Romeo's fleet is just turning around, and he is hitting the rest of Constantius's fleet, which is not a bad idea. My ally's general is trying to stay away. My general is in mortal peril, but he will be fine. I'm trying to get my general to ram, but at this point, we're not really doing anything. So this battle has already been pretty much decided. It's gonna be... That happened. It's gonna be me versus Romeo, and yes, that's that. We also route this ship, and yes, that's that. Wow, this is a lot of dead, and yes, it just makes this is just made even more cool in the sense that literally it is winter. Now I'm gonna fast forward because now we're just playing a game of, oh god, another ship exploded. We're gonna be playing a game of, let's see what happens, because we're just playing a game of, okay, here's what's gonna happen. On the map, my ships are gonna go this way, around like in a circle, while the enemy goes literally the other way. Did another ship explode? Yeah, another ship did explode. Holy cow. And to make it even worse, Constantius's fleet his general just sank. That's a very good sign. That's a very good sight, guys. Definitely nothing to worry about. So basically, his entire fleet is gone, and my ships are opening fire on the dude's general, Romeo's general. At this time, Romeo and I were just straight outright talking in chat, and he was saying, "Wow, you're doing so well in naval battles," because we fought in the last battle, which was basically a land battle. And I'm just trying to tell him, no, I'm not good at naval battles. I literally took all of my tactics, literally line of ship formation, literally from the book. And he says, and then the Dopo, who was my opponent, literally said, but no one ever uses the book in battle, which is kind of funny. Anyway, we're just gonna be playing cat and mouse until I decide. No, not yet. Well, we're just going to be playing cat and mouse. We're just going to be circling each other, not really wanting to engage, because both of us are technically having ironclads, Orleans class, and basically if we engage, it does mean that his ironclad, let me slow this down, his ironclad is going to be cutting into my rear, while my ironclad is going to be cutting into his rear, which is, in this case, his general. However, I decide, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to go straight. And it's essentially for those that don't know, this tactic is essentially going against the line, and it's a very dangerous tactic in the sense that if you get demasted, your ship cannot move. However, I am trying to have my ships go around, and instantly we're gonna open fire. One of my ships just literally exploded because it was hit in the engine with a high explosive shell, and then that just blew the ship to pieces. Not a good sight. However, because of the previous wreck, which is mostly done by Constantius's ships, I do literally have to. My ships are taking a longer time to move through this wreck. Not to mention my own ships have been literally shot apart. However, the rest of Romeo's fleet is getting blasted away. And I'm aiming for his general right now. I'm having this ship run literally straight into the Orleans line class, and at this point, most of the heavy damage will be done by this poor wooden corvette. This one was very brave, and yeah. At that point I was already controlling one of the guns. I thought I was aiming for the general, and then I realized I was aiming for this wooden corvette. So not a good sight. Wasted one round. This general is essentially at this point routing, and I'm trying to get my general across because I really need support for this ship. And at this point, I'm manually targeting this ship. It's not a good sight for my enemy, nor is it a good sight for me because my ship is danger close. However, because it's danger close, most of the enemy's guns are on higher, while my ship is smaller in terms of height, which means I am able to play around somewhat. You're gonna see, I thought he was gonna ram me because the Orleans class does have the ability to ram. However, he decides to just straight outright broadside me. And I think he does it right now. So my ship is heavily damaged, but for some reason it still has 15 guns, which is pretty amazing. Yeah. And we're also trying to get this wooden corvette out, but most of the heavy damage is done literally by this Kasuga class wooden corvette. We are literally firing at literally point blank range. There is no point of even aiming because literally all you have to do is open the doors, which, actually no, don't even open the doors. Just literally shoot straight. At this point I am having my second ship come about and opening fire, but at this point during the chat I was saying, I invite you to surrender, and Romeo's response was never. So I decided to straight outright pound his ship to smithereens. Now it's finally routing, but not before almost all the mast of this ship is literally demasted. So not a pretty good sight. This mast has been destroyed, and this mast is pretty much destroyed, as you can see, almost destroyed. But anyway, that was a close victory for me, although it was pretty decisive. Well, it's not very decisive. It was just fun. I usually don't. Yeah, it was pretty fun. Yeah, I really like naval battles in Shogun 2 because it's a lot about tactics and not about yeah. Not that land battles really does away with tactics, but land battles are interesting in itself. And once again, yes. Okay, this is a little bit weird. I'm not even going to talk about this, but I think the ship that got the most kills was no surprise the Oleon class, and yeah, yes. Basically, me and Romeo just went around in circles until I decided to straight outright attack, which eventually played very well for me. But anyway, have a great day, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Now, before you leave, I would like to thank you very much for watching this video. I will be honored if you could like and subscribe to the channel. Remember, more videos are coming out, so it is a good idea to click on that notification button. Anyways, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.